Health Organization has recently confirmed that the COVID-19 PCR test is a flawed procedure. Now, this means all the estimates of positive cases, which you have been hearing about incessantly for more than a year, now are, at best, inconsequential, and at worst, totally meaningless. Now, you have probably been very suspect of the motives of Fauci, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and the mainstream managed media with their overbearing and desperate censorship of anyone or anything that challenged or even criticized their narrative. But now it's publicly admitted by its WHO perpetrators. But as we have said here before, constitutionally, lawfully, all this does not and never did matter. The supreme law of every state is the state constitution, and every elected official, every law enforcement officer, every judge, every civil servant, every citizen, everyone is subject to its terms. No one is exempt. No circumstance, no emergency, no pandemic provides justification for any public officer to set aside or suspend its application. But there are some in our country, like Harford County Sheriff Jeff Gaylor and Assistant State's Attorney Logan Hayes, who think that the law applies to the rest of us, but it does not apply to them. I say this because when a law-abiding citizen named Dan Swain peaceably walked into his polling place last election day to cast his vote without wearing a mask, he was arrested by sheriff's deputies, subsequently charged by the state's attorney, and was put on trial for disobeying a law that did not exist. In fact, during the course of the trial, the state's attorney put forth no evidence for failure to wear a face mask. This, of course, is not surprising because there exists no face mask law. Now, the Constitution of the state of Maryland clearly sets forth and describes a process for enactment of legislation. You can find that in Article 3. And to date, there has not been an enactment by the Maryland General Assembly requiring anyone, anywhere, at any time to wear a face mask of any kind. But that didn't seem to matter to the Harford County prosecutor, Miss Logan Hayes, who has reportedly said that she wants to make an example of Mr. Swain. Why? Well, my speculation is that she doesn't want Mr. Swain, or me or you, to challenge the lawless tyranny of a governor who pretends, by use of an executive order, to exercise authority he doesn't have. Since only legislature can make law, any governor's face mask order is an obvious breach of his or her constitutional authority. It is not law. So Dan Swain stood trial for a crime that does not exist. What does exist, what is taking place before our eyes, is a crime against the Constitution by a lawless governor and his junior commissars in Harford County. Now, in conclusion, even if the whole pandemic was not erroneously handled and purported, the Constitution, the rule of law, is not affected by pandemics or any other emergency or circumstances. The people like Dan Swain, whose rights have been criminally violated by governors, police, health department officials, and others, have a right and a duty to seek justice. Now, as this false narrative is unraveling, this very well may start occurring all over the country. This is Jake MacAulay with the Institute on the Constitution, bringing you the American view. Thank you for watching our weekly commentary on the Constitution. You can join us in our mission to restore the constitutional republic through grassroots education by praying. Pray for our ministry, or join our Heal Our Land prayer campaign. You can also study our materials. You can purchase courses and materials on our store, or become a member and get all of our content online free at instituteontheconstitution.com. Lastly, share. Share your knowledge. Share our content. Teach our courses in your homes and community. We can provide the materials, the facts, and the support, but we need you to be there and be the hands and feet of this movement. Thank you.